Hi everyone! In this video, we are going to walk through how to set up meal periods, food and beverage minimums, and rental fees using advanced location settings, and how each of these tools can be used to enhance your TripleseatDirect forms and event workflows. To create these all, you will need to be a user with settings access. At the top of the settings page, we will click into Advanced Location Settings to get started. Let's start with meal periods. Meal periods help you organize menus by time of day, like breakfast, brunch, or dinner, so guests only see relevant options when booking an event. To create meal periods, I will first need to decide whether I want to set them on the location level or the group level. If I have multiple locations that use similar meal periods, our best practice is to set the group level first, as that will default to all locations, and then choose which locations need to be overridden to make any adjustments. Then, I will add time blocks for each day and label them with the appropriate meal period. Once I create a label, it becomes reusable for the rest of my time blocks. I can also create overlapping periods, which is great for menus like brunch that also may run into lunch. I can quicken this process by copying any existing meal periods to any other days by using the Copy From button here, or even copy everything to an entirely different location. Once my meal periods are set and saved, I will go back to my menus I had previously created and assign the correct meal periods to each menu. Make sure to also select the relevant locations too. Only menus with the right meal period and location will show on the form based on the time a guest selects. This makes the guest experience faster and more accurate. No more guests booking a noon event and seeing dinner options from menus. Next, let's set dynamic food and beverage minimums, which help automate pricing based on event style, room, day, and time. We will start by selecting our location, then choose an event style, and, if applicable, a room. From here, I can add time blocks and enter minimum amounts. I will need to choose whether these are per hour or flat rates, and only have one type per room or event style. Unlike meal periods, food and beverage minimums cannot have overlapping time blocks, but like setting up meal periods, I can copy minimums across days to save time. Once I have finished creating my minimums for my various event styles, rooms, days, and times, I will save my changes and go to my TripleseatDirect configuration settings to make sure my minimums calculate correctly. Scrolling down to the billing details section, I will want to choose which menu item categories and billing details count toward the minimum for each applicable event style. I will also want to make sure I choose what to apply to my events if the minimum isn't met. Keep in mind that if a minimum is configured directly on a form, that will override dynamic minimums. If I want to use what I configured in advanced location settings, I would leave the form fields blank or set them to 0. I can still utilize skip menu selections for the 4 minimums and the configured food and beverage minimums. If a guest chooses to book without selecting anything from the menu, they will still be able to see their unmet minimum amounts, and it will also be utilized to calculate a deposit if I had those set up in my configuration tab. When guests submit a request, they'll see unmet minimums clearly calculated, making the experience transparent and your team's job easier. Finally, we will configure dynamic rental fees, which let us automatically apply charges for specific rooms based on the event style, time, and day. Just like food and beverage minimums, we will go to the Rental Fees tab, select the location, then either the on-premise or large party reservation event style and the room, and then set our time blocks and amounts. These fees cannot overlap, but can be copied across days for faster setup. Now going back to our configuration tab under TripleseatDirect, and then scrolling back to billing details, I will enable room rental fees for the on-premise and large party reservation event styles, and select the applicable billing details. I will also choose whether or not the rental fee should count toward the food and beverage minimum using the checkbox. Once enabled, guests will automatically see rental fees populate based on their event selections. These fees also appear on event financials and documents as calculated amounts and can be reported on just like meal periods and minimums. Once your settings are in place, these tools all work together to streamline your TripleSeatDirect workflows. Meal periods define which menus display, minimums automate pricing logic, and rental fees provide consistent, transparent charges, all while saving time for your team. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about advanced location settings, you can watch our more in-depth videos on these 3 settings on our YouTube or Vimeo page. You can also reach out to our support team, support@TripleSeat.com, or by clicking the Help question button on the top right page of any screen in TripleSeat.